A blow with a blow causing a loud sound.
Boom.
Grab.
Hold.
Hold.
Yeah.
Held, actually. Held his head.
Actually, yeah, held.
Held his head.
Yeah.
Okay, that part is finished with. Let's take the second one. All right. An unfortunate legacy of Ghana's colonial past is that our youth have conjured up fanciful vision of a Western world, not merely flowing with milk and honey, but also studded with diamond, rubies, and solid gold. Most youngsters pester their parents with threats that if they are not sent abroad, they would do some themselves harm. No, no one can dissuade the Western struck teenager from his conviction that within a single year of his arrival in Britain or America, he would make tons and tons of money to enable him to build skyscrapers, to ride in the latest car models, and to eat the choicest of delicacies every day of his remaining life. Such a youngster may hunch his shoulders and swagger along like the cowboys of the West, or he may effect a nasal swag that he thinks is the hallmark of America's scent, or he may wear blue jeans so tattered and frail that he will put even the delinquents of the slum to shame. One boy whose parents were called Abaka registered at Randy Sheraton in his school without informing his parents. When on one visiting day, his mother was told that there was no student called Eko Abaka, the poor mother nearly fainted. Delegations of priests besought Mr. Abaka and on bended knees to continue paying his son's school fees, quoting again and again the need to forgive him, for he, the child, knew not what he was doing. Throughout the pleading, the child was adamant he is still called Randy Sheraton. When this craze to migrate west took hold of the youngster, it possesses him like a fetish and set him off smoking, drinking, and engaging in all those going on that he presumed good life, Western lifestyle is made of. Eventually, he becomes absolutely insufferable. To help parents out of this fix, the government should plead with the British and the American consulate to supply easy visa to any youngster who is desperate to go abroad and who is driving his parents up to the walls in the process. When this young fortune seeker goes and see for himself how intense the struggle for survival is over there and how Black PhD holders washes dishes in dump and dark restaurants for their daily bread. When he sees how the homeless Black sleep on the bus stops at night with all their earthly goods tucked away in filthy knapsack. When he earnestly, I can barely see.
That's wild.
Ernest, wow, okay.
That's wild.
Okay, S, wow. Janelle, Ghanaian host, throws him out of his flat because he has outstayed his welcome. No one will tell the young dreamer to return to the native comforts of his old country. A trip abroad may well be the best machine to cure the youngster of his delusion that the grass is always greener on the other side. After the cure, he will then be in frame of mind to make something of his life. For each of the following words underlined in the passage, give another word or phrase that mean the same and which can replace it in the passage. Pester, bother,
Force. Border. Yeah.
delicacies, good food, sweets,
Free.
No, hey, Charlie, delicacy can be what is that thing called? Or tripping quayon. It depends on
Nice, nice. They are all nice food.
Charlie, it depends on
It's your taste bud though. It's your according
who
to
you
your own
talking
taste.
to.
I know the so who takes back you and you it's a delicacy. It's nice. Shit. It's idea now. Sound fine. Come on.
Mhm.
So I would say, well, I mean, it says to eat the choices of delicacies every day. So to eat what? The choices of good food. I mean,
Favorite, your favorite or something. I would say favorite. Because delicacy, Charlie, sound really sweet alone. For me, my delicacy, kinky and fish, and I mean, not necessarily sweet. So
well,
we may
that's why I
go
said
with
good
good food.
food.
We may go
Good
with good
food.
food.
Some kind of best food or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Our
Right.
favorite food, something I don't know.
Favorite, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
favorite food.
Right.
Yeah, I wrote good meals.
Right.
Okay. Besought. Approach. Um,
Mm.
Like beg.
Maybe to reach out to him or something like that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Lead.
Beg him.
to beseech someone is what?
To beg someone.
To beg someone, to
Beg.
beseech, beg, yeah.
Yeah. Or entreat.
Or begged.
You said beg?
Yeah, begged, yeah.
Right.
Okay. Intense.
Intense is difficult. As I say, to see himself, how intense the struggle is, how difficult the struggle is.
I want to understand something. Are we trying to put the words in the sentence, or we are trying to?
Whichever sentence or word or sentence we pick must also fit into the passage. That's how they want us. So it must also make sense in putting it back into the sentence. So when you pick in the word, think of it that way.
Correct.
So the delegations of priests begged Mr. Abakwa to me, that's I mean, that
fits.
makes sense. Begged,
Yeah.
you know.
Then so what are we picking for that? Because then
So the other one is intense, right?
But how
No.
difficult the struggle for survival is over there.
Yeah,
Right.
difficult. Right.
So the word is difficult.
Okay, filthy,
Unclean.
unclean,
Unclean, dirty, whatever.
dirty. Yeah, dirty is better. Okay, why do young Ghanaians feel that abroad is very glamorous?
Because they watch BET too much.
They watch what?
BET.
In Ghana?
Yes.
Huh.
Some of this, what is that thing called? STV, whatever the cable equivalent of cable as we have here. They show a lot of things, you know, CNN, MSNBC,
we have the
NBC,
IE.
BT.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they show all those things there.
Yeah, the IE and BT are the celebrity
YouTube,
channels.
what they watch.
Yeah. And also, but one of the reasons they would think is so glamorous here is by looking at those who visit, you know, those who stay in the States and visit back home. I remember when we were kids, when people come, they have their ESPN, they got their hairstyle some way, and you're like, what? I can't wait to, you know what I mean? So the way they dress, the way they act, the way they talk. I think one of the questions was talking about how they change their nose to reflect American accent. You know, the dressing of those who are coming home to visit also entice the youth. For all they know, they will be swiping some credit cards to get some few clothes here and there to come and show up.
We need to listen to the second part of the question B. It says, quote from the passage, the phrase from which you derive your answer.
Right, exactly. So that is where I will try to say the first paragraph stated that this belief of traveling outside has to do with this conjuring faith that a fanciful vision of a Western world and not merely flowing with milk and honey. That is one. And the idea, I think that at the second paragraph or the third paragraph stated that where is the sky? Oh, yes, that is the second paragraph. It says that again, I believe that when he arrives in either in Britain or America, he would make tongues and
so
tongues.
I think that's exactly where we will find, because what they watched on TV is the pants hanging, the skyscrapers and things. So that's where we will take our answer from.
Sure.
I truly believe everybody can get a visa to come and see, like the passage said.
We all wish. We all wish that is the truth. Using your own words, as far as possible, list 3 goals the Ghanaian teenager hopes to attain when he goes to abroad. Using your own words. Make more money.
Make more money.
Enjoy life. Live good lifestyle.
Build homes. Build home back home.
Yeah.
Enjoy good food.
Enjoy good food.
Nana me name say a pizza and then I'm busy pizza ni good food that I'm busy no.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
State 4 ways in which the Ghanaian teenager may act to stress his desire to go abroad? Drinking, smoking,
Sagging pants to fit in.
yes. Changing his name.
Yep, that's another one. Abubakar now called Sheridan.
Sheraton. Randy.
Oh gosh.
Now, I can attest to that. I went to school. Now, I hadn't even no idea about traveling, Went to school in my kindergarten, what? Yes, and they asked me what's my name, and I said Comfort. So, look, I didn't say Abena. I said Comfort, so I can attest to that. We don't know anything.
Charlie, this slavery, dear Charlie, this mental slavery stage, it never leaves us.
Okay.
But it should leave one day.
What is the writer's attitude to the teenager's general behavior? He wants him to try it. He wants him to be given the chance to come so he can come and taste for himself.
Experience himself.
That's what I see the attitude. What he said a trip abroad may well be something that would change him, change his mind. So towards the end, that's you can see about his how he's thinking about the kid.
Yeah, I think this question is very broad. There is no right or wrong answer. I agree with you.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to some of these other parts. Choose from the alternative A to D, the one which is nearest in meaning to the underlying word or expression in each sentence. When the policeman entered the classroom, the student became resty.
Uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable. I chose uncomfortable. Diaphragm suppresses malaria, though it may not cure it.
I chose
It's
subdues.
Okay.
Yeah,
Subdues. It was kind of you to visit that sick old lady.
So it's a generous of you.
Generous, right?
Because Solu lost the game, the spectators jeered at him.
The spectators mocked
at him.
Mocked? Stare.
Yes.
Jeered has to do with seeing, right?
No, it's mocked.
It's mocked.
That best fits the one that best fits the underlined word. So, in fact, all the alternatives may fit, but the one that best fits here is mocked.
Yeah, it's mocked.
Like in a game. Okay, go ahead.
Shouted, mocked. Okay, mocked it is. We all agree it's mocked.
Yes, madam.
Yes, it's mocked. It's mocked.
All right, let's go on.
Like at the end of the game, you see the way people mock at you if you don't perform well.
I see.
Yeah.
It is quite unfortunate that Shakina's friend begrudged her new position.
I chose envy.
Envy. Yeah.
Envy in a position.
No company can thrive in a depressed economy.
No company can grow.
Bro.
Yeah. You can rely on Aya. He has been a constant friend.
He's been my loyal friend.
Loyal friend. In business affairs, Awareness of what is relevant to be done is vital.
To be done is
Essential.
essential.
C.
I do not think Quayle can act as our spokesman. He is inarticulate.
He is
Not
not
eloquent.
Not
eloquent.
eloquent.
The acrobat performed so well that the spectators were stunned.
We're amazed.
You are astonished.
Astonished.
No,
Astonished.
wait a minute. Yeah.
Astonished.
Yeah.
What is the right word?
They were astonished.
Astonished is the right
A
one.
lot of us picked astonished.
Okay, that's good. I picked it and I later changed it.
All right. Our choral group put up a splendid performance at the festival.
Excellent.
Excellent.
And excellent.
C.
Water and kerosene are disparate liquid.
Is it different?
Different.
I just,
Yeah.
C. Different.
Different.
yes, different. Yeah.
He was the most humane man I had ever come across.
Benevolent.
Benevolent.
Yeah, benevolent. Come across.
Practical?
Hmm.
Well, I chose benevolent.
I choose benevolent too because I don't think practical fit, but again, that's just me.
Humane. Interesting.
Interesting.
So we'll see. Okay. Now,
Interesting.
the one we did yesterday, Papa still hasn't gone over that with us, you know. So we'll add this to his one again. All right. The headmaster.
Okay. What is the problem here, please?
The
Number
headmaster
I will take
will not
interesting
rescind
though.
his decision to
I will
dismiss
take
the
interesting.
student.
Go back on.
Go back
Go
on.
back.
Yeah?
Go back on.
Okay. 15. Soccer matches often generate hatred and animosity among supporters.
Great.
Often
Great. D.
Next section says, in the following sentences, there is one word underlined and one gap. From the list of words, letter A to D, choose the one word that is most nearly opposite in meaning to the underlying word, and that will be the same, that will at the same time correctly fill the gap in the sentence. Mr. Rice spoke to us in impeccable English, while his wife's language was
Faulty.
faulty. The writer in his youthful days dealt with fresh themes. Now his ideas are rather
Boring.
Stale.
Boring.
stale.
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 Opposite.
Stale.
Yeah, stale.
Yeah, still.
The opposite of fresh.
Ideas
Stale.
cannot be still.
What was
It's
that?
a fresh. The opposite of fresh.
The opposite of fresh, stale.
It's still. It's still.
Does it-
Students who
fits
are
the sentence?
meticulous.
Okay.
Oh, we don't agree on the stale? Papa?
We
No?
do.
Oh,
We
okay.
do. We do. Yeah.
Okay. The students who are meticulous usually do better in exams rather than
Yes.
Careless.
careless. At the stations, while some passengers went off the bus, others
Got on.
got on.
On.
ID appeared to be nonchalant on hearing the news, but
When
his
is the
wife
four?
was clearly
What is the answer for 4?
The same. A.
disturbed. Yes.
The 4 is C. Got on.
Yes.
Please.
The boy C got on. Yes, yes. Many residents of the city lost
Please,
priceless.
the five. The five.
Oh, the
we
5
chose-
is A, disturbed.
Okay.
Okay. Many residents of the city lost their priceless property as a result of the earthquake.
Worthless.
Worthless.
Yeah, I chose worthless, but is this simile or antony, like opposite?
Opposite. Says
Opposite.
nearly opposite in meaning.
Something
This one
priceless is
doesn't look like
worthless.
opposite. Because if something is priceless, it doesn't have value.
Yeah, okay. Right, priceless. Good. Okay.
Yeah, but yes, in our thinking, we are seeing it. Okay, we know that it doesn't have a worth, priceless, something priceless. Somebody's lost their priceless property. So, the answers, they're needless, careless, defenseless. To me, none of them didn't jive very well. I mean, yeah. So the closest is the worthless. The company has moved from temporary accommodation to
Permanent.
Permanent.
Opana read a prepared speech at the party, but Sachs gave an that's A, right?
A, yes, extempo one.
Okay. There was heavy traffic on the road, so Harris slowed down, but the taxi driver
Accelerate.
Harry.
Hasten.
And overtook him.
Overtook him.
But so is it the accelerate is in the present tense, but the other word was in slowed down.
Yes. So which one we hurried up?
That compelled me to rather use. Yeah, I chose hurried up because the slowed down was in the past, so hurried up will also be in the past. That was my reason for choosing that hurried up.
Okay. They should have said related with a D.
How can a taxi driver hurry down?
Or hasten. That's
yeah.
closer.
I chose hasten though.
Hasten and took over.
I chose hasten though.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, in order for you to pass somebody, you're driving, you've got to pass somebody or overtake somebody, you have to accelerate.
That should be the right way.
Right.
You accelerate. I agree with you.
Right. Yes. But again, slow down. If it had been in the past, I would have gone straight forward with slowed.
Yes.
But because it's in the past,
trying to trick us, you know.
Exactly. Because it's in the past, I was torn between hurried up and hastened, but I chose hastened though.
Me too. I was torn between the two. I chose.
We'll take both of them.
Hurried up.
We're taking which and which.
Oh, we take hasten.
Hasten is
yes.
Hasten will be better off now. Okay, so let me ask a quick question. Number 8. What did we come out with?
A.
Number 8 was extempo.
Extempo or impromptu.
Okay.
There's no impromptu. It says important.
Important.
Emotional. So none of them, to me, fit the prepared.
Right. So the similar word for extempo is impromptu.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I know. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Bayer's account of the incident was fictitious, but the wife's evidence was
Factual.
That's a factual.
factual.
Actual.
D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next session. After each of the following sentence, a list of possible interpretations of all or parts of the sentence is given. Choose the interpretation you consider most appropriate for each sentence. Mrs. Kamala has done a lot for our company. We must therefore give her a run for her money. This means that we must
Give her some
Give her some reward
for her.
for her efforts.
D. Over here,
For
we
her.
grow tomatoes in and out of season. This means that we grow tomatoes
At all times, D.
All time.
Though the job you have given me is tough, I am going to see it through. This means that I am
Going to see what I can do.
going to complete it. B.
Except B, I'm going to complete it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
B.
B.
Okay. Thanks.
I'm going to see it through. See it through.
I'm going to do it.
Right. I'm going to do it. I'm going to see it through. So,
See through. Okay.
right. Okay. Next question says, number 4. My boy is overly ambitious. He is setting himself up as a doctor. This means he
A.
Illusion
Yeah.
of being.
has solutions of being a doctor.
Yeah.
Dream on.
Dream on. I had not quite finished talking when the girl snapped my nose off. This means the girl
Rudely interrupted me.
They interrupted me.
B.
B.
Hold on, I didn't get the 4. What is the answer for the 4?
4 is
Sorry.
A.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
5 is B. The woman sobbed at her son's death in the traffic accident. This means that the woman
C. Has an accident in which her son died.
yes, C.
Just see, but in this question there was something. Because I realized that we can use the same word, the sub, to in a way to explain. So that was the only
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
come the see.
Yeah.
So the woman sobbed at her son's death in a traffic accident. So she was sobbing, right? Why can't we use the same word?
I mean, that's true, but looking at this sentence, we still have to use the same word. It can't be.
If that's the closest, it says appropriate one, choose the one that is appropriate. I think even if that's the case, I just didn't feel that she sobbed as her son narrated her son's death, as she narrated her son's death. I didn't think that one. I didn't think she sobbed. It doesn't mean that the woman sobbed while her son was dying in an accident, was dying because the son was dead already. And A says she sobbed so that her son will die up in an accident. So none of them made sense. That's why I chose C. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, so
So the answer is G or what?
C.
No, C.
Oh, C, okay.
Yes, the answer is
C too.
The answers, it doesn't make sense because if you read the other question, it says this means that the woman has this means that the woman has an accident. in
In
which
which
her
her
son died.
son died.
Oh, okay. So it means that the woman was with the son, and both of them had the accident, but her son died. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
It makes sense.
Pretty much.
It makes sense. Yeah.
Who will give an offer? This good second-hand car is going for a song. This means the car
It's been sold very cheaply.
very
B. Okay.
B.
The silly boy has been insulting the woman for a long time. It is now time she squared up with him. This means she should
Insult him back. An eye for an eye.
Ah. Yes. No way.
Tooth for tooth.
There is a vogue that for a erupted haircut among the youth. This means that young people
Go in for string haircuts.
B. Yep.
Ever had and yes, it's strange.
Yeah, you are right. I was also thinking the same thing.
Ever had strange, you said.
Yeah.
Number 10. In spite of the unpopularity of his opinion, of his options, Suga stuck to his guns. This means that he
stood steadfastly by his declarations.
Yes, yes, A. All right, next section is from the words or groups of words lettered A to D, choose the one that best completes each of the following sentences. Crude oil is first
refined
before we get petrol. After hearing the defense of the accused, the judge
exonerated,
yes, him from blame. Serious cases of indiscipline in schools often need
drastic measures to check them.
Drastic measures, yes. The of the word in is best determined by it. The what?
The function A.
The function, yeah, the function A. The blank churches tend to be skeptical about the spiritual churches' claim to speak in tongues.
Orthodox,
yeah. The horror,
Orthodox churches.
Yes, A. The horrors of the Second World War and the blank of a possible third led to the setting up of the United Nations organization.
threats, B.
Right, B. Owing to the quarrel that erupted at the meeting, I have decided to blank the meeting scheduled for tomorrow.
I put abstain, but
abstain.
Recall.
No.
Recall. Abstain.
I'll go for B. Recall.
Yeah, I think that recall is the most appropriate.
I decided to recall the meeting schedule.
Yeah.
Well,
I have decided to recall the meeting scheduled. I have decided to recall the meeting scheduled for tomorrow.
Yes, because
it makes sense.
It makes sense because if you say I have decided to abstain the meeting schedule for tomorrow, no,
that is not proper English.
But I have decided to recall. Yes, because of what happened.
Okay.
In the previous one, yeah.
Postpone.
My case is a good example of the saying, when trouble comes, they come not in blank, but in battalions.
Singles.
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 D. All the blank were present at the funeral of our late uncle.
This one.
A. Sisters-in-law.
No,
Oh.
sister-in-law.
B. B.
Is it
Sister,
B or A?
sister-in-law.
No, it's
I chose
That's
B.
where the S comes
Oh,
from.
really? No, I thought sisters-in-law or sister-in-laws.
Sister-in-laws.
Sister-in-law.
In-laws.
Yeah,
sister-in-law.
The
sister-in-law.
position of the S is what they are tricking us with.
Right.
Yeah.
A sister-in-laws.
Sister-in-law.
So a plural for sister-in-law is sisters is sister-in-laws.
Hmm?
Sister-in-laws, yeah.
Oh, I always thought it's sisters-in-law. All right. Thank God for SMT.
Well, if we are wrong, Papa will come and tell us.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
oh yes, oh yes.
He has the
Papa
marking
is
scheme.
there.
Oh boy. But for intervention, I am.
I would not
D. I
have.
will not have forgiven. D.
D.
Yes.
D. I would not have.
Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. D. So number 10, we are done with that. In the following passages, the number gap indicates missing words. Against each number, list below each passage. 4 choices are offered in the columns lettered A to D. For each question, choose the word that is most suitable to fill the number gap. Folk tales fulfill some of our basic psychological needs as all good. Good A.
Literature.
Do. I chose literature. I choose A.
Okay. I went for A and later changed my mind. So
Okay.
What is D?
So,
good sayings, man.
Yeah, I chose good sayings, but
is folktale sayings, or is it written down?
It's A.
Is it folk tales is not written down.
So they are sayings.
Yeah, they are sayings.
They are sayings.
Okay.
You see, that was why that's what made me change my option from literature to sayings. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
No, but a sentence is trying to compare folktale with something. It says folktale fulfills some of our basic psychological needs as all good. So it's trying to compare the folktale with something, with whether with an expression, with a different language, or with a literature, and not necessarily the meaning of the folktale. I don't know whether I'm making sense.
Yeah, I get you. But you know, when you go through the whole passage over there, see, kids don't really read literature. Kids mostly listen to sayings. When we are done with the whole thing, you will get the whole picture of everything.
Okay.
Okay.
At the same time, they teach ethical
values. I chose values.
Yeah, I'll go for values, yeah.
Values without
Warning.
advising too much. Without advising.
Advising, yeah.
Yes, okay. In spite of so if we choosing advising, then I think sayings might be the correct one for us, as we are saying, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, as you are saying.
Yeah.
In spite of the universal for is what? Appeal.
Yeah, I choose appeal.
The universal appeal of folk tales. There are people who will not tell them to children. So it is told. It is stuff we tell. Yeah.
So
There
the
are
saying
people-
is still stand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said when you read
Yeah.
the whole story, you get the thing.
Yeah. Okay. It is okay. Yeah. It is. There are people who will not tell them to children on the
Grounds that
grounds. Yes, the grounds that they sometimes introduce unpleasant and alarming.
Characters, yeah.
Did we all get that?
Yep, alarming.
Alarming characters who, with their tricks,
Right.
stimulates.
Right.
Yes. No.
No, we have
right.
number 7. It's not 8. We are number 7.
Oh, okay. Number 7 says what? Frightening. Oh, frighten.
That tricks.
Tricks.
Frightening.
Is it frightening?
Frightened, yeah.
Frighten audience. And
it's frighten audience.
Right.
And stimulates their
imagination so that they have nightmares.
Nightmare, you see there.
Right. Child
psychologists
say that when children are terrified by giants and
characters, they are made insane and upset.
And characters, yes, that's what I also chose.
Yeah.
So for this session, we are saying the answers to 1 through 10 is D, C, B, B, A, C, D, A, D, and D, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I think we are done because the other part is just writing. So the other part, so we talk about it. How do we write some of these things?
Yeah, those who are able to write, just give us the skeleton of what you wrote. Let's discuss it.
How can write an article suitable for publication? The Christian Mercy advocating for the use of Ghanaian language as the what? Lingua franca in Ghana.
Yes. Let's do
a little discussion.
Yes.
We got 10 minutes to try and see what we can come up with.
Yeah.
Now, what is that word? Lingua franca. What is
that was my question. Yes, that was
lingua franca. Lingua franca. Like the casa obianka, a casa normal for everyone to speak. A casa. So
then which one would that language be? Which of the dialects? Because you are, if we are making that argument, you have so many dialects in Ghana. Which one are we choosing to make it a lingua franca in Ghana? I mean, really, who does that?
Say, Antina also change it, Chrono.
So you're gonna pick one.
Your tongue. So just defend why your tongue should be the lingua franca.
Right. So I will approach this like this way, that there are many languages in Ghana. At least there are about 40 to 50 different languages in Ghana. So some are so and so. And I will choose A. Or I will choose Ga. I will choose P. I will choose Pema. I will choose Gua. because of these reasons, then I just list my reasons in terms of the they are the majority, and I know that easy. I mean, I will start from there and then conclude with idea Krananka. I will conclude with, and I will conclude with say, as much as say may choose way, because of my above reasons, I won't also begrudge anyone who will try and choose other languages. Of course, after all, we are all the same people. Sir, I don't know, so Obi will be before.
Yeah, I side with you, but one thing that I also find out, if somebody knows the structure of an article, that person can walk us through. Like when you are writing an article, as for the writing, as you said, you can bring up the points, elaborate on each of them in paragraph, and in conclusion, you summarize and you state which one should be. But how should the structure or the format be for article? If somebody is aware of that and he can just give us a heads up on that.
Well, I think the same thing my brother talked about is how you write it. It's as if you are talking to an audience, and some of these publications like Ghana Web, when you pull up a story about something, or you hear something and you pull it up on screen, the way the writer writes, that's what they are thinking that we are going to be writing the same thing for an article. It's an article in a publication. So that's how you have to think about it.
Hello.
There's no way of advocating here for one language to be used.
Let's listen. Hey, Papa.
All right. Thank you. By the grace of God, you have done so well. And congratulations. You've done well. I see that you have some challenges with, I think, 4 questions. So we'll look at it at the appropriate time. And I was so happy explaining how an article is written. And then the prophet says the way it is written in the newspaper, most of them do not follow the main ethics in writing. And so if you want to follow them the way they write, they'll put you aside. And so this is what we're going to do. Individually, try to search how to write an article. I mean, get scholarly materials to read. Okay. You know, the media these days, they just want followers and they want their money. And then sometimes they come with misleading headings. And by the time you finish reading, you see that it's just not what they wrote. So you don't follow them. But what I can tell you today is that whenever you're writing an article, make sure the first sentence explains what you want to write. Again, make sure that the first sentence is able to give you a situational picture. For example, you writing about the lingua franca of a particular language in Ghana. It is very important to speak of a debate that has gone on or what others have said about that, something that will strike a reader. And sometimes even your opening sentence can be a question. How will Ghana look like if we all speak a particular language other than the British language? The debate has been in the public domain for a while, but in this presentation, I seek bring out what the language the country Ghana and its citizens can use as a medium of instruction, the national language. So you see that just by lifting the first, second sentences, you have explained yourself. And there is it. And so again, you can also look for academic articles and see how they were written. Academic articles and see how they were written. If you want to write an academic paper, you have an abstract. And even in the abstract, the first 4 lines explains what the person wants to write about. And if you're picking an article, be extremely careful, because they look out for certain things. The freestyle is the debate. The freestyle is the letter. But if you pick an article and you don't have the ethics of article, your paper can score maybe 8/25. All right. So you read about it, because there are some elements that must go into an article. Please read about that and get your fact. Most of the time, you get a lot of people picking articles. They are very good, brilliant, but they miss the key words, the key terminologies. Thank you. God bless you. You've done well. I will see what God has for us again. God willing, Monday. And so whilst you are resting for your Monday, make sure you try yourselves. There are some of you writing with an ink. You left it over a decade ago, or a score. For 20 years, you've not sat down to really write with the ink. You're always by the computer. So try, because your paper is going to be done in ink. Try to write. Now on Sano starting to show. Sabri. Yes, I will say, I don't know whether I know on Sano. Show. Because sometimes the general paper too, they can bring an essay. And so you write in it, and it's the same day. They try to put yourself under that pressure to see if you can write about 3 essays at a sitting. Once you do that, and your fingers begin to pain you a bit, the stress will go after 3-4 days, and that day will not be a struggle for you. So thank you, and God richly bless you and bless you again.
So, Papa, we're not meeting tomorrow then?
Tomorrow is Saturday, right?
Yes, but on your schedule you said mock. So
Hey.
mock exam. So
it's okay. It's
we're not
okay.
meeting tomorrow.
Oh, okay, that's
We meet
fine.
on Monday.
Hey, I'm out for January.
Yeah.
But Ben says we are not sleeping.